Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your channel of math. Today, we are going to have another session of probability. And again, we are going to use RStudio to run a simulation. This time, the simulation is about solving an integral. Okay, so integration, really, you don't need a computer to do it in most of the cases. But sometimes you would get some tough integrals like double integral, triple integral, and maybe the function is a little tricky. So before trying to use simulation, let's see if the simulation is a good tool to do it or not. So like we did when we estimated pi using a simulation, what am I going to do now is to give you a very simple function to integrate, a function that we all know how to integrate and we know the answer. And then we will run a simulation and see what the simulation will tell us. So for example, if the answer should be 50, for example, and then you get the simulation will tell you 120, you know it's not a good tool. And okay, we are not going to use it in integration. But if the answer is 50 and you get like 49.8 or 50.5, you know that you are within, say, 1% of the actual answer. And notice, we will be dealing with simulation for very tough integrals. So you don't know the answer anyway. But if you have an idea that you are getting within like 1% or 2% or 5% of the correct answer, that might be a good tool to use. So what I am going to do today is to give you a very simple integration. Let's pick an easy function to integrate, something like a power of x. So let's say I'm going to integrate the function f of x is x squared, and I want to integrate it, let's say, between 0 and 3. So just any numbers, it really doesn't matter. So we all know that the answer is x cubed over 3, evaluated from 0 to 3. Of course, when you evaluate with 0, you get 0. So that's basically 3 cubed over 3, which is 3 squared, which is 9. So the answer here is 9. But how can I run a simulation that would model this situation? So I have a function, I want to translate it into a simulation, run the simulation, and then check the answer and see how it is as compared to the correct answer we know, which is 9 in this case. So here is my x-axis. Here is my f of x. If you had followed my series about engineering statics, in one of the lectures, we were discussing distributed loads, and before that, even the centroids of composite shapes. And I told you an easy way to find the centroid, say, of a power of x or the area of it. So if you remember, you should know that the area under the curve is 1/3 xy. Remember, it's xy divided by n plus 1, where n is the power of x. The square function looks something like that. At 3, the value, of course, is 9. And this integral is showing you the area under the curve. That's the definition of the definite integral between 0 and 3. So I know from the centroids, even without taking the integration, I know that this area under the curve is 1/3 xy. X is 3, y is 9. So 3 times 9 is 27, and 1/3 of that is 9. However, what I'm going to do now is to generate a large bunch of numbers between 0 and 3, uniformly distributed, okay? And for each x I generate, I will generate a y value uniformly distributed between 0 and 9. And if that was a double integral, I would take, in the third dimension, I would take, from 0 to any number. And I can do it for any really level or any higher dimensions. Even if I cannot see them, I cannot visualize them, but I still can calculate them. That's the beauty of math. So So the idea again is as follows. I'm going to generate, let's say 10,000 or 50,000 data points, and it's going to be very fast with nowadays power of computers, computer simulations. So I will get hopefully points that are randomly filling this whole rectangle, right? I'm only going to count those below this line. So if I say generate 10,000 points or 100,000 points, I will see how many are below that. And let's say I get, for example, 3,000 below the line and 7,000 above. Then I would say, then my estimate would be the 3,000 I found over 10,000, which are the total generated, times the area of this rectangle that I was generating X and Y in, right? Which is 27. So in this case, I would get 8.1, which is far from 10% away, but that's not a simulation. I'm just giving you an example. So I'm going to generate X's and Y's, both of them uniformly distributed. And then every time I check X, I would say, what is the expected or what is the correct value of X squared? Because I'm integrating X squared. And then I will compare, for example, the Y I generated or the simulation generated versus the Y that I know is the correct answer. If it's equal or below this, I will count it as 1. If it's above, it's 0 because it doesn't satisfy it. It's very simple, right? The idea is very simple. So let's go to RStudio and see how we run that as a simulation. In the beginning, I always clean the environment, even if it's clean, right? Equals ls. So that would clean the environment. Even if there are any variables, they would be deleted. And then I will start thinking, how am I going to do that? Really, all what I need is I say, what is n? N is the number of simulations, right? Number of simulation runs, the replicates in the jargon of math. And let's say we start with 10,000. Or, let's make them 100,000. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to create a matrix to store the ones and zeros that will be generated from the for loop every time I generate X, Y, and compare. So we can call that, for example, test or check. So check would be a matrix. You can fill the matrix, you leave it blank by typing NA or leave it blank, or enter 0, so it doesn't really matter. How many rows? I need uppercase N. How many columns? It's only one column, so you don't need to type anything. Okay? So now we are ready to start. We start the for loop for I in 1 through N. We open braces and go to the next line. Here, I'm going to do the X. So I'm going to say X equals, I'm going to run or to pick a random deviate from the uniform distribution. Okay, if it's just the uniform distribution 0 and 1, I don't need to enter anything except the number 1. But here I have my minimum is 0 and my maximum is 3. Remember, we are taking the integral between 0 and 3. So I'm going to say R for random, unif for uniform. As I said before, it looks like it's run if, which confuses some students, but that, of course, is not the case. Then I would say, just give me one number between 0 and 3. That's it. So that's my X. Then I calculate a Y. The Y would be the same thing. R uniform, but this time I would generate 1 point between 0 and 9, right? Because 3 squared is 9. And finally, I have to say Y exact or Y estimated, or you can call it Y1. As I mentioned, it's always a good habit to add comments. The only reason I'm not adding comments is just to save you time. But I would urge you, so when I create something like that, I would type next to it or below it or above it. This is a matrix to store the values, of the integration. Here also you can say this is I'm selecting a random variable from the uniform distribution between 0 and 3. My y estimated is simply x squared. It's that simple. It's x. Oh, y it says. Okay, x squared. And that's it. Finally, I run a test and I say check of I, which is the first entry or the ith entry in the matrix I created, equals. Remember, I told you there are many ways to write that. We could say if else, so that's basically an if else statement. If else y is less than y estimated, enter 1, else enter 0. However, remember when I told you if the idea is just true or false, you can write a logical statement. You say this equals y less than y estimated. This is the same as saying if else y is less than y estimated, enter 1, else enter 0. So now I'm done. What is so after that, you just enter the value, and the value of the integration would be what? Remember, we said it's I'm going to add all the points below the line, which is the sum of check, the sum of check. I'm going to multiply that by the area of the rectangle, which is 3 times 9 or 27, and divide by uppercase N, which is the number of simulation runs. Finally, I print it to the screen. I mean, if you are saving that in a file, I showed you how to create an output file, write and format it the way you want. But in this case, it's just a quick simulation. So we just need to see if the number we get is far off from 9 or close to 9, and so on and so forth. So let's run this simulation, hoping we don't have errors, syntax errors. Yep, see, we got 8.96. So 0.04 away from the correct answer. Neat, right? It's 4 over 900, better than 1 in 200, or within 0.05005 from the percent from, or half a percent from the correct answer. So that is giving us more confidence in using simulation to solve like tough integration problems. Again, you can try on your own, for example, a double integral that you can do manually and calculate it, create your own simulation, because now you have all the ingredients. You know what we are doing, so you can emulate that by creating your own model, checking it out, and maybe give me a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section telling me how it went when you did like the two or double integral. That will give you more confidence that simulation can help you there. I hope this was an easy one. And next time, it would be the last RStudio session for the time being. I will be discussing with you the bootstrap simulation. Why would you use bootstrap to create a confidence interval for something, for some parameter of a distribution? So we'll see why we do that next time. I hope to see you then. Thank you for your time, and until then, bye.